Hello and welcome to the last vlog of the month of 2021. Almost closing the year, we considered that today was a very good opportunity to remember what we have done since the beginning of the year and what's in the pipeline for the next year. Over the last 12 months, we have taken several actions in our challenge areas because we really think that actions taken in these regards can make a difference in the quality of life of our citizens and the sustainability of our planet. But what is the result of the actions we have put into place in this regard? What are the next steps to be taken from now onwards? And how are we going to keep up contributing to boost urban mobility? To reply to these and other questions, I would like to welcome today the Chief Executive Officer for the EIT Urban Mobility, Maria Tsavachidis. Maria, welcome.
Hello, Jezebel. Thanks for having me.
Maria, I just mentioned that we have put our focus on the challenge areas, but I guess that there may be people that may be thinking right now, why are they so important to make cities more livable spaces?
So first, to achieve clean, safe and accessible mobility for all, we have to develop solutions in many different areas. So there's no one silver bullet. Then why is it so important to transform the urban mobility system in order to create more livable cities? So let me highlight here 3 reasons. Of course, there are more. So first, mobility is a basic need of people. So without access to efficient, safe and affordable mobility, citizens cannot work, children cannot go to school, people cannot go to the doctor or access public services and so on. So if you don't have public transport connection to your workplace, and going to work means, for instance, a 2 hours commute by car through traffic jams every morning and every evening, this has a pretty severe impact on your quality of life, of course. Secondly, in most cities, the transport sector has the biggest impact on human health. Pollutants from ICE vehicles, namely nitrogen dioxide and particulate matter, they contribute to chronic disease and premature deaths, we know that. And a shocking fact here is that according to a 2019 study, the cities with the highest number of deaths related to transport air pollution per 100,000 residents are not in China, are not in India, they are all in Europe. And thirdly, more than half of the space in cities is taken up today by roads and parking space. And in terms of spatial footprint of mobility, if we have to use inefficient modes like private cars much less and get the use of more efficient modes like public transport up, so that we can free up some of those concrete deserts which are roads, and create community spaces and create green areas that we know have a highly positive effect on people's health and well-being, and in the end, livability of a city.
Part of our activities is also boosting new initiatives and new projects that help our citizens face the urban mobility challenges existing in the cities. Concretely, in 2021, our call for proposals for the Business Plan 2021, 46 projects representing 175 entities from 24 EU and associated countries and requesting a total of 13.88 million euro EIT funded were pre-selected. Can you tell us, Maria, what is the support that we provided them with?
So first, it's important to understand that we support projects in very diverse areas. So from education programs to projects piloting and testing innovative solutions in cities, to specific startup accelerator programs or citizen engagement activities. And so just to name 2 of the biggest areas of project funding that we distributed through calls. So more than half of the funding, around 7 million euros, went to innovative solution pilots, and 2 million euros to support activities of the so-called regional innovation scheme. So in this regional innovation scheme, we support innovators in countries that are considered second tier in Europe, second tier in terms of their innovation capacity. Most of these countries being in Southern and Eastern Europe, like Portugal, Greece, Czech Republic, and many more. So this said, funding is only one part of the support we're providing. The other main support that we provide to our ecosystem is that we help partners to team up. So team up, match industry partners with cities and universities and vice versa, so that they can form really excellent project consortia. And we also support them to shape their projects towards lasting impact, which means, for example, to have a viable commercialization strategy and a viable business model.
As follow-up of these corporate proposals, we've been supporting the projects which have already brought some good results to the urban mobility community. What are the main milestones that you could highlight as brilliant results in terms of improving livability of citizens, Maria?
Yeah, so all our projects are eventually targeted at contributing to that goal of creating sustainable mobility and livable spaces for citizens. So therefore, it's crucial to involve citizens and create platforms of participations, so that we really fully understand the needs that mobility solutions have to cater to. And there are three great examples of how our projects are helping to do this. So two of the groups whose needs are notoriously ignored in the design of transport infrastructure and mobility systems are children and women, so well above 60% of Europe's population. And two projects that I want to mention here have been addressing this. One project uses our digital citizen engagement platform, Decidium, to involve children and youth in mobility planning, but also provide those who are designing the mobility system, so cities, universities, industry, with data on children's mobility patterns and their needs, so that they can design more suitable solutions for them. And the second project I want to mention is Women in Urban Mobility. And this project raises the awareness for the importance of incorporating the female perspective in the urban mobility sector. So, and also encourage companies, cities and governments to generally foster gender equality, but also to empower more women to become entrepreneurs. And a third example is the RAPTOR projects. So RAPTOR stands for Rapid Application for Transport. And in these projects, we put out concrete urban mobility issues of cities, like how can a city manage traffic in holiday peak seasons, or how can we reduce on-surface use of public space in a specific area in a city by making better use of private vehicles, which today sit parked 90% of the time, and use those vehicles for shared mobility, for instance. So how these RAPTOR projects work is we put these challenges out in calls for solutions, and then individuals, teams, or startups and SMEs, they submit their proposal for solutions to these challenges. And in a competition, we then award the winners with a prize that is composed of money, mentoring, but also support for implementation. And then the winners are given 4 months to develop a minimum viable product, which is then tested under real life conditions with the involved cities.
These projects would not definitely be possible without the huge support of our core project and network partners, which are taking the leadership in the implementation of our activities and are the backbone of the real boost of urban mobility in Europe. Our partners come from the knowledge triangle, that's meaning research, industry and citizens. Partners such as Autonomatum, BMW, Carnet, PowerHub and a very long etc. have already joined us. But one may be wondering, what does it mean to become a partner of EIT Urban Mobility? What are the main benefits of being a partner and what can we offer them?
So what drives value for partners is being part of a unique network. Today we bring together more than 250 partners representing innovative and leading companies in their respective sectors. So our partners are from industry, from cities, from research, education institutions, and from all over Europe. So we bring them together and facilitate this platform for industry partners, for instance, to engage with cities on complex challenges and participate also in a dialogue with regulators and governmental institutions. And we connect cities and industry to promising innovative startups and so on. So by joining EIT Urban Mobility, partners basically onboard an accelerator vehicle, so with a mission to accelerate transition towards more sustainable urban mobility. And this journey of the vehicle that covers the chain of innovation from shaping areas of collaboration on emerging trends, such as urban air mobility, to fostering very close to the market innovations and implement those innovations in our cities.
In our vision to become a helper to organizations working on urban mobility so that they can make cities more livable, we have also launched the marketplace, which features the leading innovative solutions in urban mobility from the EU and beyond. As CEO of the EIT Urban Mobility, Maria, what could be the added value that this marketplace is bringing to the community?
So with this new digital marketplace, we want to be the go-to resource for any professional or other stakeholder in the urban mobility space. Essentially being a one-stop shop where people can access information on city challenges. So they can explore the different urban mobility challenges that are faced by cities globally. They can access information on innovation mobility solutions that are addressing those different challenges. Information on good practices and latest success stories from innovative pilots, but also insights, for example, through the latest articles and news on the urban mobility sector.
Maria, we're almost closing the year, and the European Commission has just launched the Urban Mobility Package, with which our activities are totally aligned. In this sense, how does this package will shape our activities in the coming months and years?
Thank you, Jezebel, for this question. Yes, it's great to see the launch of this new Urban Mobility Package. This new urban mobility policy is an important step towards decarbonising transport and delivering towards the 2050 climate targets. It encourages more active travel, public transport, multimodality, sustainable city logistics, and of course, cities to continue and governments to continue to invest in coherent planning of transport through sustainable urban mobility plans. Regarding the 10T, it has been high time, I think, that we rethink how urban nodes are connected to the Trans-European Transport Network. And in this sense, I very much welcome the revised 10T regulation publication. And last but not least, you asked about the ITS directive. So the revised ITS directive is a necessary instrument to create and enable mobility as a service solutions. So with all our activities this year, we have been very much in line with all of these policy targets, and we will continue, of course, to support the alignment of our innovators with climate goals and help to deliver on policy objectives to decarbonize and improve transport at local level.
Maria, just in a few days we will be closing 2021, and it's the moment now to think what we have done and what is in our wish list for the 2022. So can I ask you what would be the main milestone of EIT Urban Mobility in the current year and a wish for 2022?
Yeah, so wishes. So of course, my highlight this year was were the teams and all the projects that have continued cross-European collaboration vigorously through the very bumpy times of the pandemic, and they delivered on the ground innovations. And my wish for 2022 is a bit more global, beyond EIT Urban Mobility. So I would like the momentum from Glasgow and COP26 to be translated into real action, and that government sees the opportunity for green transformation by allocating those enormous funds that are now available from, for instance, the Recovery and Resilience Vehicle. And they allocate those funds on solutions and innovations that will really have an impact on this green transition. And for EIT Urban Mobility specifically, my wish is that we see our partners to continue to team up around climate action and climate neutrality becoming an even more dominant driver for innovation in urban mobility.
Maria Tsavachidis, Chief Executive Officer for the EIT Urban Mobility, thanks a lot for your time with us today.
It was my pleasure, Jezebel. Thank you.
And you want to see a summary of what we did during 2021? Take a look. And that was all for this year. In 2022, many more activities are planned. Until then, we wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.